Hey, welcome back to the channel. Lessons learned. This is going to be a shorter video than yesterday's. Um, the title of this video is Be Prepared. Now, you remember, if you've been watching, I'm an Eagle Scout, and Be Prepared was a way of living when I was young that I've carried through most of my life. So, being prepared nowadays is a little bit different than Be Prepared in the 60s and 70s. The example I want to use today is last night there was an election, federal, state, local elections, and the pollsters had it all wrong. They said it was a toss up. And the reason that they got it wrong, and the reason why President Trump won a second term, is because his base was better prepared. And this is not a political talk one way or the other. It's more about what the Democrats admitted is that they weren't prepared. Okay. And they did not, they kind of relied on the momentum they had on the last election, and they had a lot of mail in ballots. And this time you had to actually go out and get the votes. And the Republicans were better. They beat the Democrats at their own voting game, is what it was. There was different policies, of course, in politics, but there's better preparation done on one side than the other. And that's gone both ways. It depends on what election, what year you're looking at, what cycle. I mean, that's gone Democrat, and now it's Republican. Really, for me, what I really want to talk about tonight is not that. It's just kind of an interesting side note, right? Because it happened. The world knows it. And hey. But I want to talk about being prepared in a lot of different areas, but I'm not going to delve deeply into them. This is going to be a shorter video than some of my previous ones. What I want you to know is if you keep watching these next videos, you'll find out that I'm going to give you a lot of tips and hints about where to gather information to be prepared, because it's kind of what my life is about nowadays. Being a worship leader, every week we got to have a new band, because we have different people, 3 new songs. We got to, when I'm done shooting this video, I'm going to be practicing 3 songs tonight, because I got to play Friday night. And being prepared is a great momentum in your life, because if you have something you do every week, it's like you're on a timeline, and then everything around that has to meld in, family and work and life and whatever you're doing, projects on the side. All that has to feed into that responsibility I have with my wife is to be there on Friday night and produce music. So it's like a countdown, and when one Friday's over, it's like, well, here's the next one. So in that way, that's kind of who I am. But I want to talk about being prepared in your finances for what's coming, because there's just about nobody who thinks that this is going to be a free ride in the next 10 years, hopefully only 3 or 4 years. There's really tough times coming. There's issues with the dollar. There's issue if you don't know about the BRICS currency, and if you don't know about the unrest in the world, maybe you should open your eyes. So one way to be prepared is stay the heck out of mainstream media. You can look at it. The news will tell you kind of what's going on, but you need to find other sources, because Trump winning was no surprise to me and a lot of people. And the reasons he won was no surprise. If you had been paying attention to alternative news, which is out there, you would have learned all along what the issues were and why the Republicans got better prepared. They had more initiative, and they had a lot more heart and soul in this for a number of reasons that resonated with a high percentage of Americans. And there you go. So one thing you want to do is you want to start finding new places to get information. If you're stuck on ABC, NBC, MSNBC, even Fox News, you've got this small picture of what's going on. There's a much deeper, bigger picture. And I want to just encourage you to that. But as far as finances go, getting back to like, hey, if you've really been paying attention to the right sources, you'd know how bad the situation is right now. And if you're not investing in either crypto or metals and gold or silver, keeping a safe deposit box at the bank and throwing a chunk of metal in there every month or something, just do that. If all your money is in the bank, you are in trouble. That is a hot tip. Okay, you want to diversify like as fast as you can. All right. That's just a real short tip. I can dive way deeper, and I will later in some subsequent videos about things you can do about that. Health. This is the time to be really understanding how bad the food supply is and looking for clean, organic sources. I have a variety of those that I purchase and eat from, and I will turn you on to those in very short subsequent videos that are coming up. And it's not something I sell, although I could tell you about what I sell on the side, which is a health product. There's so many other places also that you can get these things. You're on your own, that will keep you aging well and will keep you in good shape and hopefully prolong your life and keep your energy levels. One of the best things you can do to prepare is for the next world, right? Because this world we're in, it's not long. It won't be here much longer, and there's another world where you can go to. That's faith in Jesus Christ and understanding the Old Testament and how it interleaves with the New Testament and about what the provisions are that God's made for all of us and all of our families to live. Like, this is a simulation we're in. This is a simulation. And I'm going to turn you on to some incredible, profound men of science and religion that have incredible words to say that make a lot of sense about how God's provided for us through proper food, proper health, proper thinking, and where he's providing for us in our afterlife. So that's something I will be talking about more, and I believe it's important. One thing I want to leave you with tonight before I sign off is watch what you listen to on podcasts. There's a lot of junk out there. There's a lot of, if anyone's espousing violence, get out. Okay, that's not what that is. If anyone's telling you that the other person is your enemy, probably not a good podcast. You want to find videos on social media and podcasts and sources that are uplifting, positive, give you ideas like I'm talking about tonight, like how to survive this thing. Like, survival is real important, right? How do you survive and navigate the coming recession? How do you survive and navigate the food shortages that may pop up? How do you survive you losing a job? So one of the things that I'm going to absolutely talk about is side businesses. And they don't have to be my side business. I'm talking about your side business, about where to get information on how to start them correctly and ideas. There's people out there that I've drawn on and become friends of that have their own incredible podcasts. And I want you to know about them because you're not going to get it all here. But I want you to know that I will promise you I will be a resource for what is very important for you to learn. Now, I'm pretty tired. I stayed up all night last night. I know I look pretty tired. So I'm going to go to bed after I practice, of course, for Friday's music. But it's good to see you all. I'm going to figure out what we're going to talk about tomorrow night. It's probably going to be diving down in one of these subjects I talked about today a little deeper. Everybody, good night.